Bonjour et bienvenue dans cette vidéo, c'est Anis du site réussirlegmat.com. Aujourd'hui on va avoir une interview avec Josefa. On va parler de son parcours, des études qu'elle a faites, de son MBA et des offres qu'elle a reçues après MBA. Elle va nous donner des conseils très précieux. Donc pour tous ceux qui veulent postuler à un MBA du top en Europe, je vous conseille de regarder cette vidéo-là jusqu'à la fin. On va faire cette interview en anglais. Donc voilà, bonjour Josefa, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, so tell us more, Josefa, about your studies, about about your work experience before your MBA, and tell us more why did you choose to do an MBA?
Yes, so before the MBA, I was working as a civil engineer. So basically, I have a diploma in civil engineering, and I was working in a construction sites for more than 4 years. And I decided to do an MBA because at a certain point in my career, I reached a point at which I can't progress more. So I wanted actually something to boost my career and to move to more managerial role.
Okay, great. So in Europe or in the USA, there is a lot of MBA programs. In Europe, we have HEC Paris, INSEAD, London Business School, ESA Business School, IMD, and many others. So, and USA, of course, we have the top 10. We all know them. So, why did you choose HEC Paris for your MBA?
Yes, mainly for 3 reasons. The first one is the learning experience, because as we know all, HEC has like a 18 months program, so the MBA is long enough to make a transition. And also it's divided in 2 phases, one customized, one fundamental, so you can basically tailor your MBA based on your needs. Choose elective, choose a project, choose a specialization, and so on. The second reason was mainly because of HEC focus a lot on leadership skills, and this is something that actually I wanted to improve a lot. This was the second reason, and the third reason is because it's a good value for money. Compared to other MBAs, the cost of HEC MBA is good with respect also to the ranking, because the ranking is very good.
So to get admitted into a top MBA program, we need to prepare the GMAT, which is a very important test. And we need also to prepare the application, the essays, the CV, the interviews, and everything. So let's begin with the GMAT. Tell us more about your experience with the GMAT. How did you prepare for the GMAT? How long it took you to prepare for the GMAT, and how much did you get? Tell us the whole story.
So preparing for the GMAT was the hardest part in the journey because it requires a lot of time and effort. So first I started preparing on my own using the official books and some websites. It wasn't a lot efficient because at some point I felt I'm not progressing anymore, and I wanted also to reach a high score. So basically I wanted to work more on the GMAT. So I subscribed to the Réussirlegmat website, and I used the course for both the English and the verbal and the quant part. It was very efficient, and the reason is because it's a well-structured course and gives you a lot of tips and tricks and also shortcuts how you can do things very fast and in a very efficient way. So at the end I was able to score 710, yes. When I first started practicing, my score was around 620, and at the end, I got 710.
Yes, that's a great score, 710. It is maybe 91 or 92 percentile. Great score. So for those who don't know, the Réussirlegmat platform contains more than 60 hours of valuable strategies, tips, and tricks on every part of the GMAT. Once you master these strategies, you will be able to solve any question very quickly. If you want to know more, just go to the description, and you will find some useful links. So Josefa, let's go back to your application. So you got 710. And the application, we have like 4 or 5 essays for HEC. How did you prepare for these essays? Tell us more. What can you give us? What can you tell us about them? Give us maybe some tips for those who are preparing the application.
Basically, the essays were very important for me because like they gave me an opportunity to think about the MBA and what are my goals and objectives after the MBA. Because one of the questions is why you are doing your MBA, how you are going to finance it, what are your objectives, and so on. So it's a good opportunity to rethink about the whole plan. So basically, I have plan A, plan B, what things can go well, if things like don't go well, what will be my other plan. So this is a good opportunity to think. And thank you. I want to thank you here because of all the guidelines that you gave me through the preparation for the application process. What I advise people actually is to focus on this on the essays and take it as an opportunity to plan for their future after the MBA.
Okay, that's very important. That's very important. It is really interesting to think about the essays, and it is an opportunity to discover what we really want and what we really don't want. So it is very, very interesting. Okay, so now you are finishing your MBA at HEC. Tell us more about this MBA. Tell us more about your journey at HEC Paris. And tell us also what are the positive points, what are the advantages of being an HEC MBA student, and what are the things that we can improve in this MBA.
So my journey at the MBA actually was great, and especially that I learned a lot. So since I'm coming from technical background, I was working as a civil engineer, so I wasn't very aware of many of the business disciplines, accounting, finance. So it was a great opportunity to learn a lot of things. So that was amazing when it comes to the learning experience, and also when it comes to the network, because HSA gives you the opportunity to get in touch with many people, with also many recruiters inside France and Europe. And also it gives you the opportunity to be in contact with a very large network of alumni. This was mainly the good things about the MBA. The things that we can improve, I think when it comes more to the career center of HEC, maybe there is a lot of room for improvement, because basically more than 30% of the students, they want to do this triple jump, change the function, the industry, and also the location, which is not something easy to do. This is why it requires a lot of work, not only from the career center, but also from the students themselves, to be able to make this triple jump. Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's talk about the most important part now. We all know that we do an MBA to change our career, to get a better position, to get a better salary, and everything. Okay, so first tell us more about. Okay, you told us about your managerial. You want to get a managerial position at the beginning, and then you started your MBA. Okay, did you change your mind maybe or not? What happened? And tell us more about the offers you got after your MBA or during your MBA. What offers did you get from which company? Tell us more about all this.
Yes, when I first started the MBA, like my objective was to stay in the same industry. Mainly was my objective was to change the location to work in Europe, and also maybe to change the function to more managerial role, as I said before. But during the experience itself, like many things have changed, and at the end I decided also to take my shot in consulting. And at the end of the journey, I was able to have two contracts, two job offers. One of McKinsey, and the other one is from Amazon for the lunch program, which is a program for MBA students.
So you came to the MBA in order to stay in the same field, civil engineering, and to become a manager, and you ended up having two offers. One from McKinsey, the #1 management consulting firm in the world, and the other one is from Amazon, maybe the biggest, let's say, company in the world. So that's really awesome. So a lot of people check the websites of HEC, INSEAD, Harvard maybe, and other MBAs. They see the salaries, the median salary, the average salary of the MBA after graduation, and some people think that it is an exaggeration a bit, that they think that the MBAs are just putting these numbers just to attract students, and it does not reflect the reality. So tell us more, Josefa. You got two offers. So are the offers you got similar to what HEC wrote on the website, or more, or less, or tell us more about it?
Yes, basically, I can talk about my offers, which are managing consulting and Amazon. So both of them, they were in the range of the salaries for the location specified, because you know that the salaries depend on the location and on the industry. So both the salaries offered to me were in the range mentioned in the report.
Okay, great. So you confirm that you can expect to get these salaries if you do an MBA. Okay, that's great. There's also a lot of people asking me about the MBA. They tell me, oh, it is very expensive. It's 70,000 euros, 90,000 euros, 80,000 euros. How can I pay all this money? It is risky, and all these questions. So, what can you tell for these people, Josefa? How did you finance your MBA? What recommendations could you do for? Is it worthy? Is the ROI good for your MBA? Tell us more about this subject, please.
So there is no doubt that the MBA is a good investment, because at the end of the MBA you will be able to get a salary 2 or 3 times your basic salary, your salary before the MBA, or even sometimes more, depending on like the sector or the industry or even the county in which you were working before. So there is a very big boost in the career, and this is why the MBA is a very good return on investment. So there is no doubt about that. For the second part of the question, how did I finance my MBA? Basically, I used the 3 things. The first thing is my own savings. The second thing is a loan. And the third thing is a scholarship given by HEC. It amounts to approximately 1/3 of the tuition. And this is why I was able to finance my MBA. So basically, it's not something to worry about, because usually all MBA schools, they give a lot of scholarships for good students. So what you need to do is only work well on your GMAT to get a high score. Also work on your application process and try to highlight your strong points, and to market yourself as a good candidate for the MBA. And at the end, you will be able to get a scholarship. And also, it's very easy to apply for loans because they are provided for MBA students.
Okay, great. So people should not consider it as a great risk, because we can see the value of an MBA. So Josefa came from a technical background, and now she is getting a much higher salary. So it is a very good return on investment. And also there is a lot of ways to finance your MBA. You can take a loan, or you can also work on your application and on your GMAT. The more your application is well done, the more your GMAT score is high, the more scholarship you can get. I know people that got half of their tuition fees because they had 750 on the GMAT, and they got half of the tuition. So it is a very good investment also to work on the GMAT and on the application. Okay, Josefa, so a lot of people work really hard to get an offer from McKinsey. Can you tell us more? How did you prepare for your interviews? We know that there are a lot of interviews, there are a lot of preparation, a lot of case studies to prepare. So tell us more about your preparation. How did you prepare and how did you get this offer? Tell us more about this.
Yes. Yeah, so my first actually way of preparation was through the HEC Consulting Club, because this club usually organizes a lot of events and also weekly sessions to introduce us to the industry of consulting and to the case cracking method. So this was my first actually line of, let's say, of preparation. Second, I also did practice on my own, doing some case cracking through books or online websites. And the third thing is I have a friend with whom I actually we used to practice on weekly basis. So we used to do like a case per week, and also I practiced a lot during summer, because usually all consulting firms hire in September, October. So it's a very good idea to practice during summer, so you will be ready in September.
Are telling people, Josefa, okay, don't go for your vacation in summer and work on your case studies to get an offer in September for consulting firms. Not a lot of people are motivated to study during August and July.
Yeah, they can case crack when they are actually at the sea. It's good, yeah, to have a peer and they practice all the time.
Yeah. So you can go to vacation with your MBA colleagues. So.
Exactly, and the practice.
Okay, great. Thank you a lot, Josefa, for this interview, for your time, for all the advices you gave us today. So for all people who are preparing for the MBA, it is very important to know exactly what they want, to prepare a great application, to do the GMAT and try to score a good score in order to get scholarships. Josefa also gave us tips on how to get admitted to McKinsey. Ok, donc pour tous ceux qui veulent postuler à un MBA, que ce soit en Europe ou aux États-Unis, et qui veulent vraiment avoir un super score de GMAT, je vous conseille vraiment de descendre juste dans la description de cette vidéo. Vous allez trouver un lien dans lequel il y a une formation d'1 heure dans laquelle je vous explique comment vraiment réussir le GMAT. Et pour tous ceux qui veulent avoir des renseignements, que ce soit sur le GMAT ou que ce soit sur le dossier, donc n'hésitez pas, vous pouvez trouver aussi dans la description mon numéro et notre email. Vous pouvez nous contacter pour avoir plus de renseignements. D'accord? Donc sur ce, je vous souhaite une excellente journée et je vous dis au revoir. On se retrouve dans une autre vidéo. Allez, ciao!